You've reached your destination.
Hi, everyone. You're listening to There and Back
with Cassidy and Shwana.
Thanks for tuning in, clicking on today's episode. This is our 2023 Wrapped video podcast.
So basically, Spotify Wrapped, obviously, and Apple obviously does a little Wrapped now as well. Recently, I've been going around, so Shwana and I thought it'd be really fun to kind of just do our own version of our 2023 Wrapped. So that's what you're listening to today. Buckle up.
Yeah, let's start with our peaks and pits.
Okay, do you want me to start?
Sure.
Okay, my peak is we're about to go to the Christmas bar after this. It's at the Courtesy if anybody is in Winter Park area, but it's called Miracle on Orange because that's the road that it's on. But Miracle does a ton of pop-ups between like all of the 50 states. I know they have one in New York. So I know Danielle Carolyn and all of them go to it, but I'm really excited. We didn't have the opportunity to go last year.
Cool. Enjoy. Hope you have fun. Pit.
Thanks. My pit is my face is breaking out really bad, like really, really bad. Probably the worst it's broke out like all year. So that's kind of a big pit because
doesn't look that
when you're
bad.
23, you don't want acne. Well, I like, yeah. It doesn't look, it's like on the sides and yeah. Thankfully, they're not super obvious and I'll put on a little bit of makeup and cover them on up. So it's going to be great.
Gotcha. My peak is I went to Japan last week with my brother. It was really fun. Food there is chef's kiss. So good. I'm gonna double it up for a second peak. I just came from a charity event that my job puts on and it's really cute. We have like kids from a hospital come in and we like give them this whole holiday like experience where we like essentially take them to the North Pole. It's really cool. So I got to be a part of that. Pit is I had something hit my windshield this week. And so what I learned is Florida requires insurance to cover that. I'm not sure if that's a rule or a law here. And so my insurance wants me to pay a fat deductible to change out my windshield. So I'm going to call them later today and figure that out because the crack is slowly getting bigger. So yeah.
Fun.
No, not fun.
I didn't realize that was a Florida thing. I thought that was an everywhere thing.
I was talking to my grandma about it and I was like, why is there such a big deductible? And she's like, I don't know if every state has the same rules. Like that's a law here.
That is true. Because you guys have to have your like yearly checkup on your car too, and Florida doesn't have that. Like inspection.
Yep.
And Florida doesn't have to do that either. So that's true.
Yeah. So because of that, I guess people wouldn't fix their windshield if it wasn't a law. And so they require I don't know. I gotta look more into it but it kind of sucks.
No, it totally sucks.
It is a fat deductible to fix it.
All right, let's get into our media minutes. Do you have one? You want me to go first?
You can go first.
Okay, my media minute is the Shatter Me series. I just finished the first book and I didn't realize the novella was like 1.5, which means like you read it prior to the second. So I had to go and order all the rest of the series because I only had 1, 2, and 3, not realizing like when the novellas came into play. So now I have like all 13 books. Well, it's not rephrased. The novellas share books. Like there's 2 novellas per every like book, but there's like 13 stories total. So it's gonna be kind of crazy, but I'm excited. I'm gonna crush it.
My media minute is the angel trees. I've been watching a bunch of people do angel tree videos on TikTok and I've really been inspired. I'm gonna try to find one. I tried to find one the other day, but I think I'm gonna have to go a little farther away from where I live to find it. And I think I'm just gonna do left.
Well, if anything, you can always just do the Operation UPS, which is what I do, and you literally just ship it out. Like either way, you ship it out. Either way, you don't like hand deliver it.
No, so that's what I'll probably do. Just drop it off though. Like
not at the child's house. That's what I'm saying. Like either way, you don't deliver it. So that's why I just do the UPS. But it's cute because you can like read people's letters on the UPS one, which like the angel tree is just like their wants. So I think it's a little more personal. So I think it's really cute. But I did that last year. I'll probably do it again this year. Let's get into our year wrapped.
Let's do it.
Shavana and I, obviously, again, if you've seen Spotify Wrapped, you probably have 30 friends that posted on their Instagram story this week. It kind of just gives you like genres that were your top, your artist that was your top, artist, your top album, etc. So Shavana and I came up with about 17 questions of things that were either our favorites or something like crazy that happened this year and like made it the top. So you'll see, obviously, we'll say the question and then we'll obviously say our answers afterwards. So let's get into it.
Let's do it. So number 1, my favorite book series was...
Okay, I have 2 because, well, I was hopeful people might take it as a suggestion. So Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas, I finished it around summertime. That was great. One that I recently finished is the Chestnut Springs series by Elsie Silver, and that's on KU. That's more of a romance than fantasy. So yeah, those are my two.
Not through Throne of Glass yet. I think I finished ACOTAR at the beginning of the year,
Correct.
which loved that series. And I was actually gonna say the Imperium series with like Fourth Wing. I know it's
Oh,
not
yeah.
done, but I have been deep in the like I haven't finished the second one yet, but I'm almost done. So good.
I think it's
I've
funny. Connor's doing the audiobook, and every time I ask you guys are like only a couple pages off from each other. Number 2 is my favorite album was. What was your favorite album?
Mine was Emails I Can't Send by
Oh, Sabrina
Sabrina
Carpenter.
Carpenter.
That is a
Yeah.
good one. Mine was 1989 Taylor's version. I didn't love like it wasn't one of my favorites for Taylor, like the before, Taylor's version came out. But the songs from the Vault, Taylor's version, were really good. So that's probably one of my favorite albums. It also
Yeah.
came out more recent too. So
That's true. No, one I really loved the album, and two, I'm pretty sure it was on my Apple Wrapped thing.
yeah, I think that out both of the like that one also was on mine.
Yeah.
My top song was Clean Up by Barney. Because the twins, I played the song
Oh
and I
my
put it on
God.
loop and I leave the room. So that was my top song this year.
That is so funny. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, number 3. My favorite purchase this year was
Okay, this one was a struggle for me because I've been a smart spender more recently, a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit. So I have been buying a lot of strategic things, but this one's not super strategic. The Curve Love jeans from Abercrombie. I got my first pair for my birthday, and then for Christmas they had a sale, so my grandma got me 2 pair for Christmas. And they just hug all the right places. They're so flattering. They're so comfy. And I'm also just like in my era of like spending more money on clothes is okay for quality because like there really is a difference. Like I've really noticed like there is a big difference. So my favorite purchase of the year was I guess like upping my closet game. I've been like going through and getting rid of like my Shein clothes from like UCF, like college days.
nice. So I kind of have 2. One is like the experiences I've paid for like on my trips. I think those were just worth it, and I've haven't regretted any of them. I think my favorite one was the boat tour I did in Amsterdam.
Mm.
And then I guess my biggest purchase is what it would fall under, but the new phone, much needed upgrade. It doesn't die anymore and it has space. So I'm
Yay.
a happy girl. So
That's
yeah.
funny. My favorite podcast was Can't Be Ours.
God, it's hard to
Really?
pick. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I had a couple of them.
Go for it. Just name a couple.
Don't Blame Me has been a favorite for a long time. It's like an advice podcast and I enjoy it. 80/20 was a big one for me this year. And
I
then
introduced you to that one, right?
you did. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Fun on Weekdays was big too. I feel like those were my top 3 this year.
Gotcha. My recent favorite is I'll Read What She's Reading. I'm wearing their like little merch guy that got me here. Ready? Kind of cute. They read a lot of the same books as I do, and they do like a book of the month, which also happens to, so far, there has been a month or two that I've missed, but it happens to be always something like my TBR, so I'll read it, and I get to listen to the recap episode. And there's just 3 girls in Utah that they popped off. That podcast, like they took off, and I love it. I always suggest to everybody, I'm like, that's the good podcast, that one. So I feel like I'm their friends. I'm not at all. They're like grown-ups with children, but I'll pretend it. I pretend.
That's funny. No, I need Apple to do a podcast Wrapped because I know Spotify does it, and I need to know what my top listens are like analytically.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully they don't do it. So if you're listening, Apple, please do that next year.
I thought you
you
were saying like on our end how we got one for Spotify, and I was like, yeah, it was cool, but no, I agree. I want one for like my listens. Yeah.
Number 5. My favorite standalone novel was
Okay, I put The Only One Left by Riley Sager. It was a thriller. It was the first book I've read by him. It was actually a book club book for I'll Read What She's Reading, but me and my friend Meredith had chatted about it like 2 weeks prior to them releasing that was going to be the book of the month. And I normally read Frida McFadden, Lisa Jewell, a lot of like the really well-known thriller authors. And this book was crazy, like crazy. So that was really exciting. I loved that book. Definitely suggest.
okay. I think I was gonna say something, but then it's not technically a standalone, so I'm changing my answer. I was gonna say Daisy Jones and the Six.
Yeah, that's a standalone. That's good. Yeah.
No, I know. I changed it.
Oh,
Yeah, no, that was a good book. I enjoyed that book.
that was a really good book. She's another author that I really like her stuff, and it's quick reads.
Yeah, agreed.
All right. My favorite makeup item was.
Mine was the Lancome eyebrow gel my grandma gave me.
That's
I
funny.
think it's funny, but it has quickly become my favorite thing. It has like fibers in it, so when you take it off, it like doesn't like smear. It's like little fibers that just like fall out. The first time I rinsed it off, I really thought my eyebrows were falling out. It scared me, but it's not.
That's good. For mine, I put the Kosas foundation. I feel like a lot of influencers were hyping up Kosa like early in the year, and I was like, okay, like whatever, whatever. But it doesn't make my face break out. It doesn't turn orange, which I feel like a lot of foundations like have like that weird orange effect where it like slowly just gets orange and orange and orange. Maybe it's just because I'm tanner skin, so like just the way it oxidizes gets that way. But it's honestly my favorite foundation I've ever used.
Nice.
And a little goes a really long way, which I like too.
My least favorite trend was
Okay, mine was the first of the month trend where everybody on the first of every single month post it's the first of the month. I hate that shit. I hate it. It's literally all over my TikTok the first day of every freaking
every
month.
time.
Every time. And then everybody's like, that guy's a bad guy. Whoever sings, I don't even know who sings the dang song, but they're all like, he's a bad guy. And I'm like, what was your least?
No, yeah, that was annoying. I did it one month because I think it was the
Oh, I
first time
know.
I saw it.
Oh
And I was
no.
like, oh, that's kind
I've
of
been seeing
fun.
it since like March.
And then I saw it every single month after that. And I was like, oh, that's annoying.
It's so annoying. And now there's like one or two other songs that like also basically say like the first of the month, and it's just my whole For You page is that. I hate it.
Mine, and I don't even know really if it would be considered a trend per se. And I feel like it's been a thing for a long time. But you know how the Instagram makes the little like add to the story, which I love. I think that's really fun. I really hate the ones that are like add to the story or you're gonna have a bad month.
That's like the same thing as the first of the
I
month
know.
TikTok is like it's
It
all about like
is.
if you use it, you're gonna have a great month. Like it's just a TikTok song. It's not gonna give you a good month. I hate to break it to you,
So
babes.
annoying.
Yeah, it's like the same thing. Like those people that are very like intuitive and they're like, we need to post it. Yeah.
Here's
Same
the thing,
vibes.
if you put it in your head that you're gonna have a bad month and you like believe that, you'll probably look at everything negatively and your month will probably not be the greatest.
No, literally.
So just ignore
Agreed.
those.
Agreed.
Good.
Okay. My favorite trend this year was.
Okay, I think I have two. And to
Okay.
be honest with you, I could think of something else and like totally change my answer later. But as of right now, the two that come to mind is the little one where you put the tape, like you tape your phone to the ceiling and then you
I
dance under it.
love. Yes, so fun.
It's
So
very
cute.
cute. I saw one
That
with
is
a
a cute
seal.
one.
Yeah, I saw one with a seal the other day and it was just adorable. And then the other one is kind of similar, but it's the one where it's like kind of slower music and then it like do 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 and it like switches. You switch from like I don't know how to
Oh, we're talking
explain
about where
it.
like you're in a group and like you're like serious face and then like it goes black, like the lights turn off and
Yes.
everybody has the flash. That one.
But with like the dad or the old, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Those
yeah, yeah,
ones.
yeah, yeah.
Those
I've seen
ones are
those.
so funny.
I've seen those. My favorite, I can't lie, this one stumped me and Connor came up with my answer. But the Lululemon legging curls.
Mm.
Obsessed. Obsessed. They always work
Work
so well
for
for
me.
me. They work so well for me.
I
But
always had
another
it like
one,
fall sideways and like
what
not
do you
really sew in my
use?
head correct. Regular leggings. I don't know.
That's weird. Next time you come, I'll do it for you. Okay. And then another one that's like a recent favorite that I just thought about is have you seen the silent book reviews recently on your TikTok? Maybe they're not that big and
I
I'm
think
just
I saw
way
it
too far.
once
They
and I
like
was
they'll
like,
like
I don't know.
they'll like pull out the book. Anybody who's
Yeah.
a visual, this is a treat right here. They like pull them all out and they're
Yes, I saw that.
like so funny. But yeah, that one I have been loving. It's more of a recent one. I've probably only seen like 10 to 15 of them, but I hope it sticks around because it's really fun. And like especially when it's books you've read, you're like, oh, they nailed that. Like they nailed that. Like there was no better way to do it.
Yeah, true.
So that one's really fun.
Number 9, my favorite YouTuber was.
Okay, I am stuck between Brooke Miccio and Katie Bellotti. I love both of them. I do love Danielle too, don't get me wrong. But Brooke and Katie, I just love their content. Katie's in her relationship era, really cute. Brooke is in her fitness era, also really cute. And also they're just like they're more humble of an influencer. Some people are not super humble. But I love their whole friend group, honestly. Margot Lee, Danielle, all of them. Who's your fave?
My favorite from this year, and I feel I've watched her for a really long time, but like one of my favorites in the last couple of years too, but is Shelby Church. I know I've talked
Is
about her
that
before.
that's the twin, right? The real
Yeah,
estate
yeah.
agent twin girl? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But she's not the real estate agent. She just does such engaging, interesting videos, in my opinion. So I really enjoy
Nice.
them. I also love all the ones that you mentioned as well, but I think my yeah, I'd definitely say she's like favorite.
Okay. My favorite show was. I was so stuck here. I've not watched
Oh,
enough
I
TV
have
this year.
like 4 answers.
Yeah, I don't watch enough TV. Go for it.
I think I watched the show this year. I wasn't sure, but Ginny and Georgia. Pretty sure I watched that earlier in this year.
It was earlier this year, the newest season, yeah.
Okay, so I watched the whole thing because I'd never seen it before.
Okay.
And then I put Gilmore Girls, never had seen that one either. I put Wednesday, great show too, and The Last of Us. And I think I'm happy with that answer.
The Last of Us is a good answer. I didn't even think of that one.
Yeah.
I put One Tree Hill. I've always watched One Tree Hill like every year, but this year Connor and I even like dressed up for them as for Halloween and stuff. So big One Tree Hill gal.
Nice.
I haven't watched that much TV like at all. Not a big TV gal.
The thing is, if I get into a series, I'm like in the series. But when I'm not watching a series, I'm like not into TV, period. So
Have you watched
interesting.
the Squid Game challenge yet?
No, because I want to
Really
finish
good.
the reading, and I know if I
Oh.
start another show, I will put off reading.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, they like are releasing the episodes weekly, so like you should
Oh.
like it's not that bad.
I didn't know that.
Well,
I didn't even know about it until I saw it started popping up on TikTok, like contestants talking about their experiences, and I was like, oh, I didn't even know that was a thing. Okay,
yeah.
interesting. All right. My favorite movie was
So me and Connor have Movie Pass, so we see a lot of movies. So therefore, I wasn't fully sure how to answer this one because we've literally seen so many. I put Barbie up there. Barbie's probably like, a crowd favorite. And also the new Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes was also very good. I really want to go see Thanksgiving, which is like the thriller that just came out around Thanksgiving. We haven't seen it yet, but I'll give it an honorable mention because I've heard amazing reviews about it. So Connor, take me to the movies. Thanks. That's like the one time he doesn't look at me. Thanks, babe.
okay. The one movie I saw in theaters this year was the Avatar #2 movie.
Oh, I still haven't seen that one.
I liked it. I really liked the water aspect of it because like if you know me, I'm just like a water girly. But I don't know, it was good. Anyway,
I was never like OMG the biggest fan of the first Avatar, so I don't know why. I just didn't have like anything in me that's like, oh my god, I have to go see the second. I don't know why, but it just like
That's
wasn't
fair.
one of them.
That makes sense. I'm gonna say that because I can't think of anything else. So
No, it's fine. It also doesn't have to be a movie at the movie theater. We've just gone to
no,
the
I
theater a lot.
know. I just like actually, I did watch all the Hunger Game movies this year. I watched the
For the first time?
Potter series. No, the Hunger Game I had seen.
Oh.
Harry Potter, that was the first. I watched
Oh.
those this year. So those were good. I liked those.
Nice. Okay. My favorite trip was, don't give me a laundry list because I know you can. Give me like 2 or 3, and you can just say you did love them all, but do not name every single.
I was gonna give
trip.
3.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, my most recent to Japan, my trip when I went with my coworker to Brussels and Amsterdam and LA / when I went to the Prescott to visit my brother's school. Like that was
Fun.
like all trip in one.
Fun. Yeah, that was a big
Love
trip
them
for you.
all.
My favorite was probably New York because I've never brought Connor to New York. So that was really fun to finally be able to show him my roots. And my friend's dad works at the museum, so they got us in for free. We got to see 2 of like my best guy friends growing up. So it was really fun to just have like that full circle moment. So
Nice.
we did a lot of trips this year though, but that one just like, and also Christmas in New York is just so perfect. And all of the Christmas pictures, I'm like, I want to go back to New York. Like everybody's starting to post like the tree in Hudson Valley, Hudson
Yeah.
Yard, sorry. But like, oh, it's so pretty.
Yeah, it is. My favorite episode of There and Back was
I hope we don't have the same answer. Mine actually, I think, is Alex. When we had Alex on talking about skydiving, I obviously did not know who Alex was prior. That was like your find, I guess we could say. And I just thought she was so down to earth, so awesome. If you're listening, hi. But I think that was my favorite episode. It was just so cool. And like I've never just been like so like like I try not to idolize people because like I'm just not that type of person to like idolize. But like she's so cool. So cool.
I agree.
Like I want to be her when I grow up.
I totally agree. I was gonna say I really enjoyed all of our guest episodes, and it's so interesting learning about different people's like experiences and thought processes and everything and what they do. And then apart from guest episodes, I'd say when we did our 1-star Booker reviews episode, I thought that was really funny. Maybe we'll do another one eventually. And then the ins and outs video ones, I always enjoy those.
Our ins and outs are always fun because we always, I feel like, end up beefing over 1 or 2 of like our answers with each other too.
Yeah.
You're always like, no, it's in, and I'm like, no, it's out, girl.
Yeah, so couple answers, but
All right. My favorite thing about this year was.
I think my favorite thing was visiting like all my people, friends and family everywhere, and also just seeing new places and experiencing new things. I just value that stuff so much, and it's nice to be able to do those things. Yeah.
Yeah, I think mine is it's like a generic answer, but like growing up, like I moved last July, so this was like my first full like, it was the real remainder of my lease and renewing and everything. And it was just so fun and rewarding to like watch myself just mature a little more and like become more strategic with like my money or like with, how I encounter other people, stuff like that. So I really thought that was, I guess, I don't know if it's my favorite thing about this year, but I think it's something like I learned this year that was really important. It was just
Oh,
like
we should have.
continuing to kind of grow up.
Yeah. We should have put that on here.
Oh well.
Okay. It's okay.
Oh well.
My least favorite thing about this year was
Okay, I think mine was I kind of just like talked about it, but like this my least favorite was probably setting boundaries and like finally realizing like I'm a big kid and I'm allowed to say like I don't like that. I don't want to do that. I don't like the way I'm being treated, etc. And it sucks to have to do that, but sometimes it's just like I'm not talking to you today. I'll talk to you tomorrow if you're lucky. Maybe Wednesday. Let's talk later. Thanks. Or
yeah.
like, hey, I'm not going there and I don't want to go there, Like when a big group of friends are like, we're going here, and I'm like, no, I'm not going. Actually, I'll go home. Thanks. I'm not joining you. Like it's okay to set boundaries.
Yeah.
But it
I
sucks
agree.
setting boundaries because it's awkward, it's uncomfortable. But you
For
gotta do
sure.
what you gotta do.
For sure. Mine is not putting myself out there in the city that I live in enough. I feel like when I go visit places, I'm very like happy to go explore and meet people, but I live here and I don't do that enough, and I should.
Yeah, you kind of like make yourself a prisoner of your apartment a little bit, girl.
Yeah, I know.
At least you're self-aware. My favorite memory from this year is I can't lie, 14 through 17, I kind of like made like learning lessons and like really sentimental. So sorry, because you probably were like cutie about it and I was more like sentimental about it. But
You're fine.
my favorite memory from this year is
Gosh. So you can go ahead.
okay, mine, I put seeing my boyfriend excel. Connor, if anybody didn't know, was debating between PT school and flight school and was just like really having, a difficult time figuring out what he wanted to do with his career path to best like support us futuristic wise. So it was really fun to see him kind of figure that out. And it was also really fun to obviously see him like in the plane, just like smile on his face every time he flies and like sending me cool pictures of clouds and telling me random words that I know nothing about all the time, all day. He's like, hey, do you know what this is? And I'm like, no, I don't, but I'd love to know. And then I get told a 30-minute tangent about what he just learned. But it's really fun. And his instructor right now, he's loving, which I feel like also is really exciting.
That's good. I'm so stuck on this answer because I feel like I have a lot of memories and I probably should have scrolled through like my camera roll or something for this. But the thing that comes to mind is like my brother graduated from high school this year and I was able to be there for that. So that was a big moment, and my grandma flew out for it and everything. So that was really fun. And then I got to watch him like do the transfer to college and everything. And my cousin also did the whole transfer to college thing this year. So it's really fun watching them grow up.
Like grow up. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like as much as
Yeah.
it's not really, I guess, one singular memory, but it's like something that like all year I've kind of just remembered like going through the trials and tribulations of like obviously like with Atlas like graduating and like moving on, Connor like, figuring it out.
Yeah.
So yeah.
For
sure. I love both those for sure.
So our last one is something that you're proud of this year.
Okay, mine is I obviously have been working my booty off to get my CPT, which is certified personal trainer. We had a lot of trial and error there. Started off at a job that was severely underpaying me and was not great. I was pretty miserable, overworked, not great. But I have always talked about since the day I decided I wanted to be a PT, wanting to work for F45, and I'm there. And it's really fun. It's really rewarding. I love the community there. And yeah, so I guess mine's like finally working in the career that like I literally thought of when I thought of like my degree or my certification.
Yeah, I felt that. Mine is this podcast. I have always struggled with consistency online on
You
my
make me
own.
look bad.
No, I'm not. I'm not. No, you should be proud of that. No, okay, so I've always kind of struggled with like the whole consistency online thing. And this year we have consistently posted every single Tuesday for the entirety of the year. And I feel like that's a big milestone. So
No, it is for sure.
It-
I'm saying I meant you were making me look bad because I didn't pick that. It was a joke.
no, I figured
That's
that's
what I
what you
said.
meant, but no, I don't think so. But I'm really proud of us for that. So good job.
I think
team.
we're pretty
And
cool. What can I say?
and if you've stuck around all year, thank you so much.
Thanks.
And if you jumped on halfway through the year and you're still here, thank you so much. So
Also, starting, I guess it's not next week. Would it be next week?
I think so.
Okay, next
It is.
week, prepare to be sick of us. Literally.
Literally, yeah. No, for sure.
We're also going to be sick of each other at the end.
But
So it's going to be
get
so great.
excited too, because we got some fun stuff coming. So
Yeah. So with that being said, thanks for listening to today's episode. Thanks for being around all year, all month, all week, wherever, however long you've been around. Follow us on Instagram at thereandback.pod because starting the 13th, I'll just give you a little, that's your only hint. We'll be posting a lot on there and you will need to be following us. So go give us a follow if you're feeling so nice at the end of your year. If you would like to leave us a rate, a review, or anything of that nature on whatever forum you are listening or watching through, we'd greatly appreciate that. And yeah, with that being said, thanks so much for being here. We love you guys and we'll see you next week all day, every day. And goodbye, friends.
bye.